Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Colby Wilson, CEO of Boys and Clubs, Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Hey, welcome to New Mexico. 3 months in, and boy, you've already set some strides.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be here. This is a great community, and I think the reason I moved here from Lawrence, Kansas, and to continue my Boys and Girls Club journey is because there's a lot of kids that need the programs and need the mentorship that we can provide. I know a lot of people in this community care about what's going on here in Albuquerque, and they're concerned about some things, around crime and drug abuse and things like that. And I truly believe that the Boys and Girls Club can solve some of those problems, and I'm excited to get to work on it.
Well, I kind of dated myself because when I was a
Boys
volunteer. It was actually the Albuquerque Boys Club, and I had it's getting me a little bit of time to get used to saying it's a Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico. But you've give us a little Reader's Digest of you and your upbringing and in Hawaii, New Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely. So. It's great to be on with ProView Networks because about 20 years ago, my first passion and what I wanted to do was get into college athletics. I was always real passionate about sports, never a great athlete, but was able to participate in high school, and I really appreciated all those things that sports can bring to youth development, character building, leadership skills, how to be on a team. And so I was in grad school at Seattle Pacific and was trying to break into college athletics, but at the same time got a part-time job at the Boys and Girls Clubs in Tacoma, Washington, working in the athletic department. And I quickly realized that, I could do a lot of work at the youth sports level with coaches and parents and, teaching, helping them teach some of these character building attributes of sports. It didn't have to be win at all costs, which most of the time it is with college athletics, which is fine. So I just, stuck with the Boys and Girls Club. Over time, it became more than about sports, academic success, healthy lifestyles, character and citizenship. These are things that we focus on. And like I said earlier, I just, got real passionate about the mission and really feel strongly about the work we do and that we can help kids and solve some of these problems in our society.
Well, again, too, welcome back. Welcome to the land of enchantment.
Yeah,
I know that it kind of enchants you. People that come here say they're only going to be here a few years, and in 20 and 30 years they're still here. And I'm a perfect example of that. But I'm probably in the 40 years plus since I've been here. But I go back, and I'll go back to when I was coaching. It was just and you just said something. It wasn't competitive, but it was the excitement of bringing the youth in and feeling part of something that was special.
Yeah.
And it was so rewarding. I was a volunteer, and I was just getting into coaching, and I had some names that you were not familiar with, but I had Tom Nauber, which the coach was at the time was the head coach at Sandia High School, and also Frank Castile, who is the winningest APS coach in the city, still coaching. I had his son, so it was it was pretty. I was real smart. I was trying to be the head coach of two head coaches that are big time, but it helped my career and helped me understand the development of how to progress a team on that level. And I think it was sixth grade, no, first and second grade when I started doing this. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the great benefits of the Boys and Girls Club. It's that place to belong, right? And so here in this community, I think we have there's a gap for after school and out of school programs for middle school and high school kids. All the folks I've talked to in the community kind of agree. And I think that's the fact that those kids can go home by themselves, they're old enough to be on their own, unsupervised, but that's the time and the age when they can potentially be developing bad habits, making bad decisions, being influenced by negative things. And that's where I think the Boys and Girls Club can really step in and help kids avoid those types of situations. Think about something positive and what they're going to do after high school, develop a plan. I think if you're not a great athlete at that time, by middle school or high school, the unfortunate reality is kids tend to stop playing sports at that time. And we want to kind of change that a little bit, encourage kids to keep playing, even if they're not great athletes, provide opportunities for less competitive, more recreational opportunities like I think you experience. It's about playing, participating, being part of something, and I think that's what we want to try to encourage kids to do.
About how many I'll just use student athletes because
Yeah.
I'm accustomed to saying that word. I mean,
Yeah.
boys and girls do you have in your programs?
Right now we have 5 sites, so we have 2 big clubs, one in over on Truman Street in the Heights, and then one in Rio Rancho, and we serve about 250 kids every day at those 2 sites. And then we have 3 Boys and Girls Clubs in elementary sites in the Albuquerque area, Alvarado Elementary, Adobe Acres Elementary, and Emerson Elementary. And those programs work really well. The programs on site at the elementary school, parents are much, I think, more willing to sign kids up for the club if they know they don't have to get on a bus or their first grader doesn't have to walk to the Boys and Girls Club after school. So we're going to be looking to grow that after-school program on site at schools, do a really good job with that, and then convert our big buildings into teen centers, middle school and high school centers for kids, and really encourage participation at that level so kids could get access to some of that positive mentorship that we talked about.
Well, Kobe, we're going to go to Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week, come back and talk more
All right,
about the
sounds good.
Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico.
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball. Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10. Smith looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy. It's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles. Look out. Chavez up the sideline. Stays in bounds. Touchdown. Volcanovic.
That replay,
Yeah, I
just
got
get
you.
the measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. They're looking to throw it. And he throws it in the end zone. Caught!
First and 10 from the 11. And spin move for Smith. Push the B button. Dance into the end zone.
He'll throw it. Looking. Here comes the rush. Stepping up. Pavia now running around. Being chased. Looks across. Throws it up and wide open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Gaye. Chavez dropping, looking, stepping up. He's going to run. He's got a lot of green in front of him. To the end zone. Touchdown. Rio Rancho, Isaiah Chavez. Chavez set. He's going to run with it again and dives and
It's Austin Smith, and to the outside, a lot of room. Look out, a foot race down the sideline. All the way on the first play from scrimmage, Chris. That's a touchdown.
Scrambling. And off, great hit, he bounces off, outside. Got some daylight at the 20, the 10, the 5. What an incredible run.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Colby Wilson here, CEO of Albuquerque Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico, and you know, you've been here 3
You're
months.
getting better at that.
You know what? Thank you, man. Thanks for helping me. I'm coachable. You know, I am.
Well, I understand.
Literally,
All you
know,
old school guys think
You got to
of it as
understand,
the
I'm from
boys club. Yeah.
You know, I am from Clovis, and I don't know how to do those R's yet. So I'm not, not quite used to. But I appreciate, that makes me,
Yeah.
maybe I can, build you up a little bit here.
Appreciate
But on the, you have a short-term and long-term plan. Kind of, you've only been here 3 months, and what are your
Yeah.
immediate needs, and then that you're trying to make better? Because I've met you over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I just seen that, for a guy that's just been here, you've really got into the right circles and trying to create good things for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, so immediately, we've got 2 facilities that are very old, 50, 60 years old, both of them.
One's on Truman, right off
One's
the
on
Johnson-
Truman, yep. The other one's in Rio Rancho. And so we need to fix those up and make them much more appealing for kids to come and do the great programs that we have available there. The kids, the community deserves better than the facilities that we're providing right now. So we've got some great partnerships already. Leadership Sandoval up in Rio Rancho is going to help us with some rehabbing of that club up there. Lowe's Home Improvement has provided some grant funding to do some improvements. We've got a group called South Face that's also provided some grant funding for us to make some improvements on the facilities. But short term, we need folks to come out and help us invest in those facilities a little bit. But long term, we're going to need new facilities. Those buildings, as I said, are both 50, 60 years old. So that's about partnership. And so I've been meeting with representatives from the city of Albuquerque, city of Rio Rancho, trying to work together on how can we create these exciting, cool teen centers for Boys and Girls Club, but then also maybe utilize the space for community needs. So does the city have needs for a new community center, or there are certain groups to do
So are you looking
different
for new
things?
locations? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
locations that can be utilized. I guess that's a question.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to do. I had a great meeting with the mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller, last week. We're looking at things we can do on site at Truman because that's a great location. There's a lot of need in that area, and there's a park right there with some.
Well, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. That you gave me it's the first time I've been to the
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club, but it was the facility.
Yeah.
It makes sense to invest some money into that to make that a better place
Right.
because it's already the infrastructure's pretty well structured right now.
Yeah. So we have some opportunity there. I think the city is very open to a partnership there and doing some things together, maybe accessing some capital outlay dollars at the state level. Those are some things we're looking at. So long term, we want to grow, serve more teens in the community. We have some elementary schools around the city, but we need to be 5 times bigger than we are right now to meet the need in this community, make sure all kids have that opportunity to stay involved with the Boys and Girls Club if they need to, if they want to, through high school. And we're not there right now. So I'm working on strategy, visioning with our board. How are we going to grow this thing? You know, who can we partner with? Who are the individual and business donors out there that share this passion to make sure that kids have what they need to be successful when they grow up? Those are the things that we're working on long term. And you know, I just appreciate you getting me out into the community, introducing me to folks, because I think we share a lot of the same values, and we want to do right for the community, and I think the sky's the limit for some of the things we can do to help this community.
Well, you know, from my standpoint, I guess I'm a true New Mexican. I was born in Clovis, New Mexico, and I really, it frustrates me to see that we're the 49th and 50th in
Yes.
the country.
Yes.
And so that's why when I met you, I said, look, if I can help or do it, because I want to better this state. But, you know, I look at, you know, our state as far as facilities, you know, it's not, you know, when you rank us number 49 or 50, we have pretty good educational facilities that I'm very proud of all over the state compared to other states that may be ranked higher than us.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's tremendous
I
opportunity.
mean, you got to go see Community Stadium football.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
the state
I've
of the
been there.
art.
Yeah.
That's the state of the art. And you know, if you as we get to know, we'll be going to a lot of high school games and seeing all the facilities across, you know, the city and also in the metro area that
Yeah.
is really they're really nice, you know, to be spoken. I don't think people speak good enough of our community of you know,
Right.
They look kind of down on us when you rank us across the country.
There's great facilities here, you know, the schools, they've invested in facilities for sure. You can see that. Same with the city. I think, you know, where we need to be from a Boys and Girls Club standpoint is partnering with those government entities, the school district, the city, the county. How can we leverage some of our private fundraising dollars, ability to raise money in the community? How can we combine that with, you know, tax revenue and things that government agencies can access and really create something that's a collaboration, a partnership. Boys and girls, we can't solve this problem on our own, and the city can't solve it on their own, and the school district can't solve it on their own. We need to all be working together and not trying to solve these things on our own. And I think that's one of the key pieces of how we grow this thing and change the reality in Albuquerque and the state of New Mexico.
Well, Kobe, we're going to come back and we're going to talk, you know, what the Boys and Girls Club offers, okay? And
yeah.
how do we get kids involved? How do we get volunteers involved? And
Yeah.
and I'd like to see your input on that.
Awesome.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut!
We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We have Colby Wilson, CEO of Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico.
Third time's
I didn't stutter. That's uncommon
awesome
for Steve Davis to be, to be able to get that many
You're
words in
coachable.
one sentence. So, hey, we talked about your what you need in short term and long term and what your goals are and everything. But the Boys Club, the Boys and Girls Club. Let's talk about, what it is, okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the age groups and kind of the activities going on. How do you register? I mean, just give me.
So
I'm a parent.
we're-
I just moved into town.
So the Boys and Girls Club is a youth development organization focused on out of school time. So after school, during the summertime, kids come to the club and we provide programming around 3 key areas: academic success, character and citizenship, and healthy lifestyles. And so in the academic success area, for some of the elementary kids, it's as simple as homework help and tutoring. Some of the older kids, we're looking at career exploration, college prep type opportunities, college visits to different universities and community colleges, character and citizenship. So we have a leadership development program for teens called Youth of the Year, where kids learn how to write essays.
See, I had no
public
idea that this even
speaking.
existed.
Practice their interview skills. When it comes to healthy lifestyles, healthy cooking, healthy eating, we have kitchens in our big clubs where kids can learn how to, cook healthy and kind of get a passion for a healthier lifestyle. So these are the types of things that are available at the club, and our staff, they do an amazing job providing these programs. We have paid professional staff that are trained in Boys and Girls Club programs. They have a youth development track that they're on. Many of them aspire to move up in the Boys and Girls Club organization, and we want to encourage that as well. So we got a great team. And I would just encourage people to think about, especially for those middle schoolers, if they're going home by themselves and sitting on the couch watching Netflix, eating snacks, that's best case scenario. Maybe they're hanging out unsupervised with friends in areas that bad things could potentially happen. I would encourage parents, mentors, folks at the schools to encourage these young people to join the Boys and Girls Club and become a part of something positive where you can have this place of belonging and learn all these things that we're talking about.
Is there a fee to join, or is
for our elementary programs, we do charge a fee, but it's on a sliding scale. So if you have financial need, we provide scholarships. At the middle school and high school level, there is no charge. We know that any barriers to that type of participation, once they can go home by themselves, the kids are going to choose not to do that if it costs something. Same with the parents.
When I went over this week and looked on Truman, the location on Truman, I think it's 333.
333 Truman Street Northeast. That's our club here in Albuquerque in the Heights. But again, we have the 3 elementary schools: Alvarado, Emerson, Adobe Acres. Parents of kids at those schools, we have room for you if you want to sign up for the after-school program on site at that school. And then again, Rio Rancho, we have a club in Rio Rancho for kids elementary through high school. We're getting about 120, 150 kids coming to that club every day. We've got room for you there as well. So think about that if you got a young person who needs something positive to do after school and during the summertime. It's a great opportunity.
You know, and going back to your staff and all the things that I didn't realize you kind of tutored and so you have a quality staff. I mean, and something that makes kids want to come to those areas.
Absolutely. Many times we're talking about young people who are in college studying to be teachers, social workers, recreation directors. So these are people who are committed to youth development and have a passion for it. So we obviously put a lot of effort into training and developing them, keeping them as long as possible. And because that's really what it's about when kids come to the Boys and Girls Club. Many times they're coming for that staff member, right? You've seen that as a coach, right? Kids connect to that leader at the club or in their sports team, and that's a lot of times why they're inspired to maybe do some things they didn't think they could potentially do.
There was something that was, first I was impressed with when I walked in, the building. I'm just going by memory. Off to the left, there was a gym. Okay, and it was, and there was other activities besides the gym. I mean, there was, I looked. There was all kinds of, things to do besides just basketball.
A library, computer lab, games room. There's lots of different.
You even had that
kitchen.
The kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked into the kitchen, so that was very. Yeah, and you have the game room where kids can go in. I wanted to say there's probably foosball and
foosball, pool. Yeah. That's the old school boys club, right? But there's still a lot of value in kids playing games together. Learning how to compete with integrity, things like that.
Now I also noticed a bus. So kind of explain that. I mean, had that on the deal, and how does that
Well, that's how we get kids to the club. We go around to the middle schools, the elementary schools, the high school.
So you actually pick them up when
and bring
school's
them
out?
to the club. Yep.
That was so impressive, and I felt, truthfully, I felt inadequate when I thought of all the things that are being done. That one, I didn't really, I've been in Albuquerque for almost 40 years, and I really never been to the location. And I was actually an intern. I mean, not a volunteer, but we did the games at Sandia and also at La Cueva when I was coaching. So
yeah, well, that's one of the reasons we wanted to partner with ProView. We need to get the word out. I think most people have heard of the Boys and Girls Club. But like you said, do they know that we do homework help and tutoring? Do they understand the leadership development that's happening at the Boys and Girls Club on a daily basis? Do they know that we want to be the place for middle school and high school kids, for teens that don't have anything after school or summertime? We've got to get that message out there because it's going to take a lot of folks, a lot of partnership, a lot of resources, money to really make a difference in the community. And I appreciate you providing us that opportunity and helping us get the word out about that.
Well, Kobe, thanks for coming on, and we're going to come back on next year and see how your short-term dealing and how your progress. How's that?
All right, yeah. Hold me accountable.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Kobe.
Thank you.
Man.